down. And yes, I know John is still alive, but he's been on for like 3 hours. So I'm going to go live. What's up, Mike O? Can you hear me okay? All right. I'm going to flip this camera around. Let's try it. That way the camera is facing the right way. What's up, Eric? Mike, John's feelings are hurt. You haven't been in his life. He's upset. And I've still got him. I put him on my TV so he can get the watch hours. So yeah, you need to go say hi to your boy. He's upset. He's all butthurt about it. There you go. That's my guy. Yeah, he thanks. That's the So yeah, I figured I'd hop on for a little bit. He's been on for about like 3 hours. And I was gonna go on when he got on. I was gonna go on right after oh, what's his name? Alan, Old Path. But then John popped on. I was like, oh, I'll go over there and hang out with him for a bit. Plus, I had some stuff I needed to do anyway. So, what's up, John? Trevor? Sorry to say, Trevor, it is just as beautiful today as it was yesterday. So, speaking of, when I said, let me pop y'all out of here for a second. When I said that uh, Harbor Freight, I can see their store from here. See that building right there on the other side of that hill? That's Harbor Freight. I can see them from my driveway. You know how freaking dangerous that is. Having Harbor Freight that close. And now I flipped y'all around by accident. How about that? There we go. All these buttons on the phone are so freaking touchy. I need to get a different camera, I think, instead of using the phone. Plus 15 for oh, it's 15 degrees outside. What it do? Yeah, I don't cook in the garage. I cook in the house, but yeah, if I let my wife cook, I wouldn't have a house. She'd burn the damn thing down. Love her to death. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But she'll even tell you she don't. So today I went to the exotic wood store. I wanted to get me some maple, and I ended up getting some walnut and some cherry and some maple. But after I got this, these are 3/4 inch, 2 feet long, something like that. They're pretty hefty. But I walked by this, and I had to have it. This is some zebra wood they had that I've never really seen the zebra wood with this type of grain pattern. It's always been more striped and more straight. All the zebra wood they had there was a little more linear, and this one's just freaking all over the place. And I had to have it. I was like, I gotta have it. That's going home with me. So yeah, it did. Yeah, I'll take that. Exotic dancing. After I saw this, I was. Yeah, after I saw this, I was exotic dancing. They almost kicked me out. Not really. The store manager got there as I was checking out. They were asking me my suggestion on, because they just started doing these S4S cuts, the smaller cuts, because they usually have them all in these big giant racks. And you just pick and choose what you want and have the length cut off you want. So they're starting to stock pre-cut lengths on their shelves. And these are the 2 foot. He asked me, would you buy the 4 foot? I was like, yeah. What about 6 foot? Mm, maybe. I mean, it depends how much I need. I don't really have as many projects that would require that much. But I was like, plus the 6 foot, your shelving you got back there is not going to work. So I said I would stick with the 2 foot and 4 foot. Yeah, yeah, Brindle. Yeah, but yeah, it that zebra wood, man. It just that pattern. It just looks so much different than the others. And I confirmed with them. They said, yeah, that is zebra wood. And I was like, well, I was either going to get this or leopard wood, and I like this a lot better. So, but the manager came in, talked to me for a minute. They're doing a Memorial Day parking lot thing where crafters and creators and even woodworkers that are selling old tools and stuff. He's got 15 or so already signed up for May 16th out there. So I signed up to go out there and maybe sell some stuff. And hopefully, I won't get too enticed to if I find a good deal on some tools out there. So really kind of in the mood to make money out there instead of spend it. But if I can get a really good deal on tools that I know that professional woodworkers out there have used, they're not going to screw me over. I might go for that. Yeah, it's a nice piece. That one was I think $28, which really isn't all that bad. It's 3/4 inch, uh, 5 feet long, 5.5 feet maybe. I think it was 1.7 board feet. I think is what it was. Which I think he gave me a deal on it because they had it priced. I think it was $26 or $27 a board foot, and he only charged me for one board foot, and that's almost two. But hey, I ain't gonna fight that. You want to give me a discount? I'll take it all day long. But I forgot. Lenny was looking to order online from them, and I forgot to ask the guy. It's apparently their online ordering system. Lenny couldn't get it to work or something. But hey, I mean, I can go in there and live stream and shop for people if they want, and they want to pay the shipping. I'll ship it to them. Mr. Spraggs, how are you, sir? 8 watching to only 3 likes. Oh, I'm gonna like it myself. Can you like your own stuff? I'm gonna like my own stuff. I've never done that before. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I want to make with that. Probably another box, or maybe a valet or something. I would use the Bolivian rosewood with it, but those tones are they're pretty close. They're too close together. They're too they're too not enough contrast, in my humble opinion. It may not look bad. I don't know. They look so much different once you get the finish on them. Oh, you know what? Oh, this might look good. That with the Kiot. That with the Kiot might look good. Yeah, I like that. So I really don't know. I mean, figured stuff, just it's gonna throw it off. I don't know if I like that. That's too much. That's too much. I think the Kiot looks best. Yeah, zebra wood. I This is the piece that I had to snag at the woodwork shop this morning, and I just couldn't pass it up. Had to have it. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I can't wait to get it done and get the finish on it. And just looking at the side grain pattern, and it won't focus. But anyway, yeah, I think that with Kiot, or just it by itself and just do a jewelry box or a music box or something like that. That's a good idea. Birch, maple, yeah. See, that's why I got some maple and cherry. This cherry would probably look good with it too. Yeah, cherry I think would look good with it. Definitely the maple. There's no doubt. Maple would look good with it. That's hand down. That's a no brainer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let that zebra wood do the talking. Yeah, I mean that's. I saw all the other zebra wood they had in there. None of them looked like that piece, and I'm just like, that one. No one else is getting that. I'm stealing it right now. Even though I really, really didn't need to be getting anything right now. Oh, daughter's texting me again. So a lady's blood sugar was low or too high. Apparently, she crashed into one of our drive-through spot poles. Oh no! So my daughter, she works at a fast food joint down the street, and anytime anything happens that's remotely dramatic, she has to text me a full book about it. What's up, Miss Grizz? Hey, Barry. Yeah, it's a rolling wood rack. It rolls. It's got its own motor and everything. Um, you can even sit in it. It's got two seats. Um, no, that's my 1970 Bronco half cab. Uh, it's been sitting here for about. We started removing the fuel tanks to swap the fuel tanks out about I don't know 6 months ago, and I just haven't finished it yet. It runs great when it has the fuel tanks in it. Right? It's the best. It's camouflage. I mean, the original color of this truck is purple out of the factory. That's the original color. And if I ever get the chance, I'm going to repaint it. That's the color I'm going to repaint it. It's not even, it doesn't look as good on the camera, but it's like a grape purple. Oh, Daniel's in here. What's up, bro? Now the wife's texting me. I had to leave her car here today because I think the head gasket's leaking, and so I got to start taking that stuff apart and find out where that oil leak is. But I think it's the head gasket, and that's going to be fun. But at least I know how to do it. It's just the pain. 1970 purple was camouflage. Yeah, back then, yeah. No, it was this truck. I learned how to drive when I was 11 years old. We didn't even have power steering in it, and it was my grandparents, and we used it on our hunting club down at Tunica, Mississippi, on the cutoff. At 2,000 acres down there. Uh, my grandfather owned 250 of it, but yeah, I grew up driving this thing. It's got the 302 V8, 3-speed, three on the tree. Yes, it is, Daniel. I saw this at the woodwork shop this morning, and I could not walk past it, brother. It stopped me dead in my tracks. I had to have it. It's just that the figure in it looked way different than any of the other zebra wood there. I had to have it. The manager walked in as I was getting it. He didn't know what it was at first. I was like, "This is zebra wood, man." He goes, "What is with that grain?" I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get this thing built into something. Yeah, riff song. Yeah. So yeah, that's. I was thinking that matched with either maple or cherry. I've got the maple. I've got the cherry. Cherry kind of matches the tone. The maple adds a little bit more contrast to it, so thinking maple. Wooden underpants. Yeah, Trevor asked me. I went to the exotic wood store. He thought I said I did an exotic dance. I was like, well, I pretty much did when I saw that. So anyhow, but yeah, right now I've been in the shop making stuff for the wife. She was wanting a caddy kind of thing for her crochet stuff. So I'm not even I'm about halfway done. I still got to bevel these out, but that's where the yarn's going to come out. The yarn goes into here. The dowel holds the spool in. I've got the dowel held in with a cotter pin. It's recessed right here so it doesn't bounce around. It's flush there. I've got a dado cut in the top where she can put her iPad and stuff. Let's see. So she can put her iPad in here. Mine's a little thicker. She can set her iPad and watch and look at the patterns and whatever she does. And I've got this part I've got the holes drilled in for the different tools, and it slides down into this recess part, and under there is going to be slotted storage. And so, yeah, I'm about halfway done. I still have some more things to do to it. So that's what I've been working on this morning. It's just an iPhone 14. iPhone 14 Pro Max or whatever the heck they say it is. I got a laser engraver, so I put Amanda's crochet carton that's kind of oblong and old timey looking and stuff, and I'm gonna put finish on it after I paint that and attach it to it. Oh, sweet. Oh, we know, bro. We know you're doing your best and getting stuff out as fast as you can. That's what I. That's what I said, dude. It could take a year. I don't care. I know you're a man of your word. I'm good. You can push mine to the back of the line. I don't care. I mean, it's, I'm all about other people getting their stuff anyway. So. Wait, Barry, you haven't done a live yet, dude. Well, other than last night, because you were on Deland last night. It was a good. That was a good interview. I liked it. And get that grandson. Get him. Tell him to tighten up. Get out of that suspension stuff. Even though it might have been your fault. But yeah, uh, dude, with lives, it is. There's really nothing to it, man. It's just some people think you have to have a script or plan stuff out or plan a build, and every time I've planned something for a live, it never happens because I get so caught up having a discussion with everybody and just having fun hanging out, and then I feel like the things I do do when I just pulled a Daniel, I do it gets pushed to the side, and I'm like, what's the point? Now I feel like if I do those things, everybody else is going to get bored. So yeah, it can be doo doo. It can be nerve wracking. It really can. It can be because you're just nervous about, okay, what the heck do I say? What do I do? How do I keep people entertained? And really, just treat it like a normal conversation and just hang out, have fun with it, And you do that, it's guaranteed to be successful. I mean, if you've ever been into Daniel's, bro, yeah, like Daniel said, that as long as the chat's moving, and sometimes the streamer kind of has to egg the chat on. He had to egg them on last night, and because I was in Van's chat, I was in both, so it's hard to put all my attention in both because Van went on a little early, and it was National Day of Prayer and then trivia night, so I was kind of a little more engrossed into that, but yeah, it's if the chat gets stale, you know, uh, just come up with some topics to talk about. Ask the chat questions. What are y'all doing today? What project you got going on? Uh, who's got some uh, what's up, David? How you doing, brother? Who's got something exciting going on? Just ask some questions. Sometimes you have to engage the chat because us little guys like me, you just have to sometimes egg the chat on because mine goes stale. I mean, I don't have many subscribers, and it sometimes you just got to force stuff through. But The thing is about this community is, hi Emily, yeah, I saw you. Um, the thing about this community is it's extremely engaging. So it's really you really don't have to work too hard at it. I saw you. So I showed everybody earlier, but if I move the camera, I'm gonna push buttons and throw y'all all over the place. But I mentioned how dangerous it is. The fact that I can literally see Harbor Freight from my garage, and I can see. I'll show you anyway. So over that way, right over the hill, there's a white building over to the left. You see the fire hydrant at the top of the hill. Yeah, that's Harbor Freight. So yeah, and I got dinged with an email today from them saying that all their corded sanders for Hercules and Bauer are on 30% off today. And I'm just like, oh no, I've already spent too much today. I don't. I already got that wood, and I don't need to do any more. It really was, Trevor. It was a good life. Oh, you know what, Daniel? I've never made a mallet, so I might practice with some scrap wood making a mallet. I mean, if I made those boxes, it shouldn't be that hard. That would make a sick looking mallet. I mean, I definitely got enough to make a couple boxes, but bro, yeah, that being on the outside head of the mallet and putting maple in the center, yeah, that would look sick with a maple handle or maybe a cherry. I know, yeah, maple handle. Hey, coming from you, Daniel, that means a lot. I mean, those are the first boxes I ever made, and I'm so anal about things being precise. The whole measure twice, cut once thing. I measure like six times, and yeah, but no, that means a lot. I appreciate that. That's a huge compliment coming from you. Yeah, I experimented with the Panga and the Paduke. I thought they would look decent together, and for a minute I was kind of on the fence about it. So I did the Paduke top with the Panga body. I thought, well, what if I alter them? So then I changed it up and I made the sides Paduke, the front and back Panga, and the top Paduke. Oh, it looks so freaking good. I'm so glad I did that. I have a gigantic Daytona floor jack already, Eric. I'm good on floor jacks. I think it's a 10. I forget how, I forget what size. One of the big blues. It's a low profile, so I can also get under the white car. Oh, 3 ton. Yeah, 3 ton low profile. No, I'm good on floor jack. I am good on flow jacks. I got jack stands and all that stuff, but yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, it's good looking out. If I didn't have one, I would have definitely gone tomorrow and gotten one. But it's hidden on the other side of my wood rack, so you can't really see it. Because over there is where my table saw and my miter saw and all that stuff is. All right, Daniel. I mean, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I really do. I will definitely be on tonight. wife should be home in a minute. That's kind of why I timed the live a little bit because I know everybody loves seeing Amanda. So she should be home soon. Take advantage of this sale. All right, Trevor. Have a good one, my friend. Yeah, see, I like to jump on sales and stuff like that because they're paying full price for tools these days, as high as they are, and you got to take advantage of it whenever you can. I mean, I don't like marketplace much because so many people like to scam you over there, but I've heard some people getting some really good deals. And I've heard some horror stories too. Somebody thought they got a great deal on a tool, and turns out they rigged it to work for about 10 minutes, and then it failed on them. And all it did was just waste their time. Oh, did John's live die? He killed it? I didn't kill his live, did I? I didn't kill it yesterday. I didn't think I'd kill it today. Subscription, yeah. He hopped off. Oops. Man, we were coming up with such great stuff for his content for John. You know, his miter saw is now the meat cleaver, and the table saw is his meat slicer. His um, drill press is his mixer. All that stupid stuff. And this is the top. I gotta make some slotted holes with my router there, but that's the top that's going to go on this. It's going to slide in the thing, and I'm going to put a handle right here. But it's all different sizes to fit all her different size hooks and all that stuff. All kitchen related turn. Yeah, his whole shop is his sawdust kitchen. I'm surprised he didn't think about that stuff before. Because I mean, he's like the king of puns, the king of dad jokes. All right, Robert, I appreciate you stopping by, my man. I'm glad you got your burner. Congrats on that again. Let me know everything. I know you told me everything shipped all right, but if you get a chance to try it out, let me know what you think. Hello, Miss Amy. I saw you got your stickers. All right, Eric. Good hanging out with you today, man. And Radar, my main man, Radar. He's up there on the other corner of the state. And Radar, I need to thank you because I saw you using one of those electric hand planers the other day when you got that flaming box elder that you thought was um, ambrosia, but I was like, holy crap! I've been trying to think of a way to plane all these cookies that I've got, all these cross cuts because I have dozens of them, and I don't have a planer. And even if I had one of the big $800 planers, that they wouldn't fit. And I didn't even know that they made the electric planers. So I bought one. I bought the 8 amp Win uh, hand planer, and dude, that made where was it all my life? These things have been sitting in my garage for about a year and a half, 2 years, some of them longer. So thank you. You didn't know you helped me, but you did. So who wants to see a puppy? She's not a puppy, but she's my puppy. Who wants to see my Holly? I know she'd like to come out and say hi. She's my little cockapoo. Keep saying that, level it down. Dogs are the best. I'd bring the cat out here, but she'd probably claw the living crap out of me because they're inside cats, and yeah, they think they want to go outside until they actually get outside, and then they freak. Come here, Holly. Come on. No, Kyla, you get. Oh, you dummies. Kyla, get inside. Holly, come here. Good girl. I'll get you in a second, Kyla. Come here, little girl. Oh, come here. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Say hi, everybody. Stop. No. What's up, Harry? I know it. You get so excited. What are all those cars doing? Hmm? All those cars running by, all the people getting off work, huh? She's my girl. She's a cocker spaniel and poodle mix. She's uh she'll be 4 in October. Won't you? You gonna be 4? I know. I love you too. You're just a baby. What she likes to do is around 8 o'clock at night. I know. At 8 o'clock at night, it's bedtime. She'll crawl up on me, lay in my lap, and put her head on my stomach and just stare at me with big puppy eyes, like it's time to go to bed. And she'll just sit and stare at me until she falls asleep. So that's how she falls asleep every night. Yeah, she's a cockapoo, half poodle, half cocker spaniel. That's where she got those big ears from. Isn't that right? Should I bring the old fat one out here? Hmm? Should I bring the old fat one out here? Yeah, cockapoo. I don't know why they didn't call them cockadoodles. Cockadoodle dudes, cockapoo. Every other poodle mixed breed is a doodle, so why didn't they call them cockadoodles? Totally missed opportunity. Isn't that right? All right, let's go get the fat one. Come on. Come here, Kyla. Come on. Good girl. Come over here. Come over here. Come here, chunky bunch. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I know you's a chunker. This is Kyla. She is she is a schnoodle, half schnauzer, half poodle. Isn't that right? She's 11. Well, she'll be 11 in July. She's my bestest buddy, aren't you? Are you my bestest buddy? I know. What is all this stuff? You see that bug? Who's that? Who is it? I know. You see him. I know. Who is it? Who is it? No, there's nobody there. Calm down. Hey, calm down. You'll be okay. You ready to go inside? Okay. Oh, come on. Go. Get. Good girl. So those are the puppers. I bring the cats out, but yeah, I'm not putting myself through that. One cat is have a good one, Barry. Man, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I really do. That was a great live last night, and please go live. I think you'll enjoy it. I really do. It's a lot of fun. And if I see it, I will definitely pop in and say hi. Matter of fact, Amy, you are now a moderator. And someone asked me yesterday, can we share channels? No, you can't. No. No sharing channels. Of course you can share channels. Please share your channels. Please. I want everybody to be subbed to everybody. You know what I'm saying? What just happened here? Why did it not let me add? Oh, there it is. Okay. Save. What's up, Steve? What's up, Keith? But yes, I want everybody to sub to everybody. So, which I think everybody in here is pretty much sub to everybody in here. But absolutely, yes. If you got channels, share them. Yeah, because I'm not big enough to really say that there's. I mean, I'm so small that everybody here should be sub to each other already. To be honest with you, I'm not popular enough to have people from everywhere else. What's going on in Mississippi, David? That's only 30 minutes south of me. Oh, don't thank me for moderator status. That don't do that. Is it really? Yeah, it's because one, I trust you. Two, I just want everybody to be able to share their channels and all that stuff. And but yeah, to me, moderation, you know, uh, yes, I'm going to only choose the people for moderators that I truly like trust. But yeah, what's up, Frank? How you doing, my man? Tornado in Mississippi. Unfortunately, they get a bunch of them. We get them a bunch up here in Tennessee too. I have been in a few myself. I've watched them throw fully loaded 53-foot trailers 30 feet from me, and I've watched them throw it 4 or 5 parking spaces. You know, it sounds like a bomb going off. Matter of fact, I wonder if I've got pictures on my iPad. I know I got them on my phone because this is when I was working out at the airport UPS, and it even flung the air cans that they load packages in and then load into the plane. It flung air cans into our airplanes and damaged the airplanes. Bad tornadoes in Mississippi. What part of Mississippi? I would check, but my phone is indisposed. I hope Van's not in the path of them or old path. Van told me earlier today he was out in the middle of a cornfield uh, working on some equipment. What's going on, Matthew? How are you, sir? BFT wind flip small plane. Yeah, yeah. These planes they're like 727s. So they ain't gonna flip them, but they sure picked up the air cans and threw them around like they were nothing. Flip fully loaded 53-foot long trailers like they were nothing. Flipped over yard mules, a couple of tractors just because of the way they were sitting. Yeah, that was not a fun day. Not a fun day. No, I don't have them on my iPad. I don't think. Wait, I might. I might. I might. I was in the wrong folder. So my one of my cats. This is one of them. This is my little Debbie. She's my little black cat. Yeah, that's Debbie. She's my she's my little one. I mean, she's tiny. Like her head is like the size of this tape measure. And I don't think anybody has seen a picture of my daughter. I thought my wife was home. She is on the way though. Maybe. Trying to find her senior picture when she graduated high school. Okay, I found a different picture. This is my daughter. She was almost one. She was eating spaghetti that night. Yeah, tell me that little girl don't look like me. I think she was 4 there. She's 19 now. And this, let me wipe this off. This is my daughter as of 2 years ago. That was one of her senior pictures, and that is her other senior picture. Yeah, she's a good kid. She's asleep. I just bought. Oh, damn it, John! I hate you, John. Oh, I love you, but I hate you, bro. So, for context, if anybody was over there in John's channel, notice that he's put googly eyes on a lot of his tools. Anybody knew what the inside of my house looked like, it's pretty much like his workshop. There are googly eyes freaking everywhere. She put them on light switches. She's put them on toilets, so eyes are watching you while you're going to the bathroom. Toilet paper holders, toothbrush holders. She's even put them on my beard trimmer. They're everywhere. And I was afraid when I saw John was putting them on his workshop tools. Please, for the love of God, don't let Amanda see that because then she's going to get this crazy idea to start putting them all over my shop. So, what does John do? John goes and buys googly eyes to send to me. Like I already don't have enough here. And trust me, she still has some left over. But dude, John, you have no idea how happy you just made her, and she don't even know yet. That's just how she is, man. She goofy. I love her to death. She goofy. I forgot about this one. We used to put little bow ties on the cats. That's Debbie at Halloween. She has her little pumpkin bow tie on. And the cats and the dogs get along. Or the two cats don't get along with each other, but both of them get along great with the dogs. Like they sleep in the same bed, they lay together, play together. Yeah. But the older cat is kind of a jackass to the little cat. She don't like her at all. What's up, creature? Please don't subscribe to this channel. I want everybody to subscribe to Emily right now. But no, seriously, rednecking, he does need, he is actually making content and doing stuff. So yeah, definitely sub to him. Yeah, and I tell you what, is it, make sure I pronounce this right. I'm sure everybody asks you, what about, is it Hybiak? I've also seen some of his lives and the stuff he's doing. Go check him out too. He's doing some good, he's got some good stuff. Colonel Sanders, perfect, perfect. I love it. Colonel Sanders. Ah, I do have the pictures of the tornado. Well, not of the tornado, but of the aftermath. So, right here where these yellow rails are is where the trailer was sitting. This is where it landed. It's fully loaded, 53-foot long trailer. I was standing just inside that overhead door when it hit. Because my office is 10 feet on the other side of the entry to that overhead door. You talk about almost browning your trousers. Oh my gosh. There's one of our airplanes that got smacked by the air cans being flung around. And it shifted. Yeah, I'm on Discord. It shifted the AC units that were on the roof because I was a plant engineering supervisor. I'm over the entire facility, all the maintenance, all the conveyor system, all the, not over the airplanes, but uh, yeah, it shifted those AC units 6 inches. We had to get giant cranes to come out, pick them up, and set them back down in place. And it was only an F2, but it hit our building dead on. Like, I mean, just. Oh, and this is here in Lakeland a few years back, a $3 million mansion that caught on fire because dude was grilling too close to his house. We went on the lake and took pictures of it. $3 million mansion. It's one of the largest houses on the lake. Yeah, it was not a good day. I mean, I'm about 2 miles from it, and you could definitely see the smoke from here. You could smell it. I mean, it was sad. Luckily, nobody got hurt. And the dude that did it, he had a gas grill. He had it too close to his house. He walked away from it, and that's how it started. But he owns Farrell Calhoun Paints, which I don't know if they're nationwide. I know they're local. They got a few places around here, but yeah, they're the ones who blowing their house down. It was it was just gut wrenching because I think that house is, oh, I can't remember how many square feet it is. I think it's about 12,000, something like that. So, all right, John, have a good one, man. I'm gonna show 52 and have a 12-year-old. Ooh, 38, 21, and 22. See, I'm 42 and my daughter's 19. So we're not too off from each other there. So this picture, my sister sent to me. I have a little sister. She sent it to me to tease me because she happened to find it. Now I know y'all are gonna laugh and y'all are gonna poke fun, especially John. And I'm showing this at my own expense. This is me. I was 2. See if you can spot why I'm showing this at my expense. Keith got it. So in retribution, here's me and my little sister. She looks like a baby hairless orangutan. So there's my retribution. Payback's a hell, man. Payback is hell. My sister ain't watching. My mom might be watching though. So sorry, mom. Which one am I? Oh, come on, John. What did you tell me earlier? Which one am I? Our date today was going to Costco for the first time. Okay, Costco's awesome. I don't have a Costco card. I got a Sam's card. Me and the wife go in Sam's, just look around. Man, sometimes they have great deals, you know. Uh-oh, I'm spinning. 26 years. Wow. Congrats, Matthew. That's a long time to pick up anybody's underwear. What's up, Rusty? How you doing, man? How's Miss Judy doing? You still got her out there cutting grass? Sorry, doing a little maintenance here. Both sick. Oh man, I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that. I hope you get to feeling better soon. It was a good live last night. Yeah, Harry's been sick for a couple weeks now, hasn't it? And his granddaughter was sick. And am I Dunder from BV? No, no, I don't. I don't. I ain't got that much paper. I don't roll like that. Yeah, I know the shirt, Dunder Mifflin. No, it's from The Office, the show. No, I am not Dunder from BV's Lives. That's someone else. And for those that haven't seen it yet, this is the zebra wood I got today at the woodwork shop here in Memphis that I walked past, and it stopped me dead in my tracks. And Bearded Viking Daniel came in and said, asked me what I was going to make out of it. Was, a box or a valet or a mallet? And then it just light bulb went off, and I thought, oh my gosh, this would look sick as the size of the head of a mallet with maple center and maple handle. So that's one thing I'm going to do out of it or do with it. But yeah, I guess it's the way they cut it because I haven't seen zebra wood in any of the stores or anywhere with the grain patterns like that. So I guess it's the way they saw it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make a box. Um, definitely going to do. I've got enough to do at least at least a mallet in one box, maybe the sides of a second box. So you gone, Amy? Have a good one. I'm glad you got your stickers. So I get my exotic wood from it's a place here in Memphis. They say they ship, but Lenny got on and looked at their shipping and either couldn't get it to work or something. I got to ask the manager about it. But it's called the Woodwork Shop, and they've been here for like 16 years. They've got everything. They've got I'm gonna pull the website real quick. I mean, they've got Sapile, they've got um, Purple Heart, Ebony, um, Paduke. I mean, you name it, they about got it. And if they don't have it, they can get it. And they sell a ton of slabs. They have a beautiful giant walnut slab in there for 300 that would make a killer table. Let's see about us. Actually, let me go back. I'll paste the website so you can go to it. Copy. Making copies. Paste. Lived in Memphis 40 years ago when my brother was going to St. Jude. Well, I'm sorry about your brother. That's if you're going to St. Jude, it's never for a good reason. But I tell you what, St. Jude is one of the best things to ever happen to Memphis. I donate to them every year, and uh, the woodwork shop is sponsoring a like a parking lot sale thing where all creators and stuff can come out, sell their goods and sell their tools and stuff, and all the proceeds are going to St. Jude, which is awesome. Made a mallet like Daniels from Bearded Viking. Oh yeah, I'll go check that out. That's one thing I don't have is a mallet. That's one thing I'd love to have. I take that back. I do have a mallet, but it's not a woodworking mallet, and I can't reach it. It's too far up there. But it's a mallet that my grandfather used. It's up there above the license plates. I've got it mounted up there. He was given that by my great grandfather when he was 9, and he used it to uh, knock out motor mounts and stuff like that. And he gave it to me after he passed away. But yeah, so that's why I've got it mounted in the shop. I never planned to use it. Um, but yeah, my grandfather was given that when he was 9. Oh, well, happy Mother's Day to you too, Emily. I'll probably see you before then, but I will definitely tell her. So let's look at what they have for hardwoods. They've got domestic hardwoods, exotic, Russian Baltic birch, cabinet grade plywood. So for the exotic hardwoods, this is just a list. It doesn't include everything. African blackwood, African mahogany, African padauk, black limba, bloodwood, bacote, Bolivian rosewood, bubinga, canary wood, ebiara, which is red zebra wood, ebony, Honduran mahogany, iroko, jatoba, which is Brazilian cherry, leopard wood, Mediterranean olive wood, Peruvian walnut, purple hearts, pile, Spanish cedar, tiger wood, wingate, zebra wood, and they've got others too. Uh, what's that orange one? I forget the name of, but that's yeah, that's not even all of it. They've got more than that, and they also sell Festool. They got a lot of Rockler stuff in there. They got 3 aisles of Rockler stuff. Um, so yeah, it's an awesome store. If anybody's ever in the Memphis area and you do woodworking, check them out. It's worth the trip. They've been here 16 years. I didn't even know they were there, and it's a mile away from my house. I can literally walk there, and I can be there in 15 minutes. Yeah, go get you some sleep, Keith. Man, you work too hard, bro. Go get you some sleep. All right, Javier. Have a good one, man. Get back to the 9 to 5. I've never had a 9 to 5 because I was always salaried. My 9 to 5s were really 8 to 6s. I always worked 10-hour days minimum. I've never had a job where I only worked 8 hours a day. And then I got sick, multiple spinal surgeries, and now I can't do any of it. So I sit in the garage on days I feel good enough, and I build stuff. Yeah, I just now got into the exotic woods. I've always mainly just the stuff I've done was, maple or pine, mostly pine, cedar, stuff like that, But then I got into the exotic hardwoods. Like this is the Bolivian rosewood that I've still got to work up. And I already made one box with the Bolivian rosewood, and it turned out gorgeous. I've worked with panga, which is basically it's wingate. It's a cousin to wingate. Uh, Padauk, Kiat, and Bolivian rosewood. And now I get to work with zebra wood. But I've done stuff with maple. I've done a lot of stuff with walnut too, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. It's addictive because when you're building the stuff, it doesn't really hit you until you put the finish on it for the first time. And when you hit it with that finish for the first time and it just pops, it's like a light switch moment and your heart flutters and it's just, yeah, you're right. Hi, bet. It is very, some of them can be very toxic. That's why whenever I sand or cut, I'm wearing this. I've got my filter box going. And most of the time, if it's not too hot, I've got the garage door open. So if I'm sanding, cutting, any of that stuff with the exotic hardwood, yep, I don't want to breathe any of that crap in. I mean, even wearing that stuff after the dust settles and everything, you take it off. If it's on your clothes and everything, like the Bolivian rosewood, you can tell what dust is from what. It's like pine and everything. I ain't worried about. I get covered in. I ain't worried about that. But that Bolivian rosewood, it tastes super bitter, and it's got a real strong odor to it. It does not smell like roses. I'll tell you that. Dang, creature. 3 back surgeries, 2 fusions, L2S1, and a neck fusion. Need another neck surgery. Oof. What's up, Whiskey? Yeah, those exotic hardwoods you really don't want to mess with breathing that crap in. And like when I cut into the panga, even letting the couple times I didn't put it on because I'm just making real short, small cuts. Breathing it in, it just feels like it's sandpaper in my lungs, in my throat. Like it's that stuff. You don't want to mess with it. But yeah, creature. I've had 4 spinal surgeries. I've had 3 lower lumbars. I had neck surgery. They removed C4, all of C4, half of C5, put in 2 titanium cages because I had bone spurs growing from out from the vertebrae and crushing my spinal cord. And I have a brain shunt here. Uh, so I've had 4 spinals and 1 brain surgery since 2020. Well, no, 3 because one of the spinal surgeries was in 2013 or 2014. So I've had 3 spinal surgeries and a brain surgery since 2020. Oh God, she's spying on me. There's my wife. So Amanda, John ordered you a present, and he's already shipped it, and it has something to do with what I told you he has in his shop earlier, and I hate him for it. See, I want to get a base camp because I've been told they're a lot more comfortable, but I use the 3M. The only thing I don't like about it, and most people don't like it either, is the bridge of the nose. It's kind of tight and it rubs pretty hard on the bridge of the nose. Other than that, I mean, it works great. You can't smell anything in it, but uh, that's the one I use. But I do want to, yes, googly eyes. I don't know how many he sent you. What's up, Norm? But yeah, that's the mask I use. But I do want to get a base camp. I hear everybody that's got one loves it. I know that I think Ryan from Back Row Built's got one. Ron Stone Suzanne uses one. Um, Hey, check this out, Norm and Amanda. I don't know if you're watching or just listening, but I got this at the exotic hardwood store today. This is zebra wood, and I walked past it, and it stopped me dead in my tracks, and I had to have it. So Daniel was on earlier, asked me what I was going to make, and he said I should make a mallet, and I'm definitely going to make a mallet. I think that would look sick, being the outside pieces on the head of the mallet. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use uh, the maple I have here. Do it with a maple handle. Right, that is some crazy grain. I've seen a lot of zebra wood, and they had a lot in their store, and none of them look like that. So yeah, I don't know if it's a different species or a different genus of zebra wood or whatever, but yeah, that grain pattern. Daniel said he thinks it's the way they sawed it, so it's probably the way they cut it. I forget the term he used for it, but he's probably right. What's up, Mr. Monhart? How are you, sir? Whatever it is, John, I don't need a present, but I sure love them to think. See, Amanda, I told him that you probably still have a stash of googly eyes somewhere in the house, and I told everybody you put googly eyes on everything in the house: light switches, toilets, toilet paper holders, the refrigerator, my beard trimmer. There's, and I, you know what? I never took them off my beard trimmer. It's been on there. They've been on there for 4 or 5 years. They're still there. So I'm going to say it now. Amanda, please don't come in here and put googly eyes all over my stuff. Or I'll put it this way: you can put it, you can put them on anything in here that I say it's okay to put them on. How about that? And knowing John, he probably ordered you some that are like freaking foot in diameter or something. What's up, Tom? How you doing? So I got a question, and I asked Steve the other day if he's heard from him. Has anybody heard from Chase from New Beginnings? Because I've emailed him a couple times. He hasn't had anything out on YouTube in the last 3 months since he did his live in February. He hasn't, no posts, no nothing. And I've emailed him a couple times, haven't got a response back. Really just trying to check on him. But I put in an order with him in January for a Bible box, and I haven't heard from him. The last I heard in February was he had it all of it done except for the top. Well, it's May. I was like, okay, well, I ordered a box from you, and I mean, I have no problem with it taking a while if life's getting in the way, if stuff's happening. But that's cool. But don't ghost me, bro. I mean, just what's going on here? So I'm kind of curious if anybody heard from him because I'm friends with him on Facebook under the New Beginnings thing, and he's been posting stuff, but on Facebook. He hasn't been putting anything on YouTube. So I'm just curious: is the dude okay? What's going on here? Because it's kind of got me concerned. Like, what's going on? I was worried something happened to him because he just kind of just disappeared, just out of nowhere. Yeah, I know he was working nights, but even then, I mean, nothing. I mean, you can respond to an email any time of the day. What am I on? Well, I'm not talking about you right now, Amanda. You shouldn't be listening to me while you're at work anyway. What's up, Tom? So you haven't heard from him either. Hey, Suzanne. Suzanne, have you heard from Chase from New Beginnings? I don't know if you followed him or hung out there or not. I think you did, but I've been trying to reach out to him. I haven't heard from him at all for like 3 months. I'm kind of worried about the guy. I mean, I bought a Bible box from him back in January and haven't heard anything or seen anything about it, which I'm not really concerned about that. I'm more concerned to make sure he's okay. Yeah, I saw that too. Uh, him and his wife tagged New Beginnings in some post, and then after I saw that post, I emailed him again, and I still haven't heard back from him. So it just seems out of character for him. That's just I don't know. To me, it seems like it's out of character. Because at first I was kind of worried, like, oh my God, did something happen to him? But it almost feels like he's ghosting us. Well, I'm not working. I'm headed home in a minute. Oh, looks like I gotta leave. Hope everyone has a good evening, and thanks for the nice greetings. I hope whoever you're talking about is okay. Um, oh, Amanda, Emily said to tell you Happy Mother's Day early. Emily Henderson, Redneckin's wife. Yeah, I mean, if he's busy with work, I get it. I understand that, but 3 months and no response to an email, multiple emails. I don't, I don't know. Being busy with work, that doesn't seem like a good excuse to ghost people or ghost somebody trying to get a hold of you for 3 months. That's why it got me, had me worried. Is, bro, are you okay? Are you alive? I mean, hey, hell, he may not even use that email address anymore. But then I messaged him on that Facebook because I know he's posting stuff on Facebook, so I sent a message on Facebook too. It's like I don't care about the order. I just like, dude, what's going on? Are you all right? Because I think I put that order in the day after he did his giveaway thing, which you know that kind of tells me maybe he didn't send anybody the stuff that they won for the giveaway he did. But I always like to give people benefit of the doubt. I don't judge anybody. I'm not going that direction with it. I'm more worried than anything. And I know what it's like. We're having to work a lot of hours. I mean, for a year, I worked over 100 hours a week working at Penske and running my own business, and it almost killed me. Suzanne, how close are you to 1K? I saw your uh, post earlier. How they said you've gotten a lot closer. You're over 1K. That is freaking awesome. What's up, Blake? How you doing, buddy? Everybody was so worried about you last night, dude. They knew you were flying and going out of town and all that stuff. Glad to hear you're all right. At least I hope you're okay. You're texting me on here. White boxes. Haven't heard anything since it was. Yeah, I see. Yeah, Tom. That's what reminded me when you popped in here. I knew you were one of the winners. That's what kind of got that thought process going. It reminded me to ask about the guy. Yeah, because he got a little carried away, excited doing giveaways and stuff, and then he said he still had to make everything. I was like, boy, you setting yourself up. Posted the limited edition sticker. So is that limited edition sticker? Is that you as the pinup girl with the chainsaw? Is that the limited edition sticker? Husband, can you please check your text from me? No. Yes, ma'am. I'll check it. Uh, no, do not. We have leftover pizza from last night, Marco's. So no, I will eat that. You don't need to pick up dinner. Mads. Yeah, that's what I figured because you were still waiting in the airport when I was live and all that stuff. I told him you were probably flying. You're welcome, Amanda. What's up, Jim? Make the less nice Bice grin. Oh man. Yeah, you could have just asked here, Amanda. So that's the limited edition sticker. Well, I gotta say, that's a kick ass sticker. So good job on that. Or good job, AI. I know you said it was AI. Hey, Jim, look at what I got. Daniel popped on and told me I need to make a mallet out of it, zebra wood. Ooh, she pretty. I'm gonna use that and maple, and then I'm gonna. Is Josh's idea? Oh, I'm sure it was. I bet it was. I'm gonna get AI to make a picture of Amanda like that for me. Hmm. Maybe not with a chainsaw. That's actually kind of scary, but yeah. Daniel's right. Yep. I got enough to make a box, maybe two boxes, and the mallet. So I've never made a mallet, but if I can make these boxes, pretty sure I can make a mallet. So that's what I was gonna do. And I made Jim. I'm late on this, so I know I can't submit it. But I had three markets last month, so I was just slammed. But I've started on my wife's lazy Kate, as they're called. I still got to take my router and put a bevel on these. These are the exit holes for the yarn. This is the dowel for the yarn spool. It's held in with a cotter pin there. It's got a recess right here to fit in so it doesn't just slide around. Which I redneck engineered doing that because I I put the board in before I hit it with the Forstner bit. Well, then the drill wouldn't fit in there. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? So I took the Forstner bit and took one of my squeeze clamps and squeeze clamped the Forstner bit against the wood real tight and took a pair of pliers and just hand turned it to make the recess. And it worked. So then I'm going to put this is the top. I got to do two more holes for slots for scissors. This box slides down. I got to sand it a little bit more and put some paste wax on it so it slides a little more smooth. It fits down in there, and then that comes out. It's a little snug, and it's recessed for extra storage. And then this part is it's got a dado in the top of the handle, so you can put her iPad and phone and all that stuff in there. So that is, I'm about halfway done. And this part, this little box, I'm going to put hinges on it to where she can store stuff in there, and that's where she puts her needles and hooks and all that crap. And I'll have space storage in here with, yeah, probably with a lid over the top of that. But working on that for her. I better submit that. Just put it's. Isn't it too late? And then my idiot self just I signed myself up for another market. It's not really a market. It's um, the woodwork store is doing a Memorial Day benefit parking lot sale where people can go out and put tables out and sell their tools and all their woodworking goods and stuff like that. So I signed up to do that. So I just put more work on myself. But all the proceeds go to St. Jude. So I am all for that. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, Van was asking me last night what the hashtags are for. And I was like, well, it's to populate similar content, is basically what it's for. People are searching stuff, they'll use that to populate that specific content up to their queue or up to their searches and playlists and all that stuff. I just put a picture of my limited edition sticker. Okay, I'm gonna go look at it. Let's go look. If I do a limited edition sticker, I might do the picture of me dressed up as Wreck-It Ralph. Either that or the picture of me dressed up as Fred Flintstone. Or I'll put both of them up and let y'all vote. But the Wreck-It Ralph picture is one of the reasons Amanda fell in love with me. So, community. Oh my God, bro. Uh, I'd say from the neck bend down, I don't look too bad, but those hands and arms are a little manly, bro. Steve, man, I'm gonna print that out and put it on my refrigerator. Y'all got to go look. Go look at it. Oh my gosh, dude, Steve. You crazy. I freaking love it. Put it right, yeah, yeah, exactly, Matthew. Put it right next to Suzanne's. So since Josh thought of hers, did your wife think of that one? Oh, that was good. Yeah, I started like, man, it don't look too bad. I mean, from the neck down, though, I saw those arms and hands. I was like, whoa, whoa. No, no. Mm-mm. At least you ain't got chest hair. Trying to find a picture of me as Wreck-It Ralph in here because I dressed up as Wreck-It Ralph, and then I I actually made the costume, and then I made my daughter's costume, and she was Vanellope. And of course, Amanda and I met on eHarmony, and I put one of these pictures on eHarmony. I just threw it in my mouth a little. All right, Norm. Have a good one, Norm. But Norm, please go check out Steve's picture if you haven't already, dude. You'll get a good laugh out of it. So that's me as Wreck-It Ralph, which I really didn't need the Flintstones for, but I used them anyway. Yeah, you did. Oh man. Oh, you met your wife on eHarmony too, Creech? Yeah, I was on the cusp of just giving up, just flat out giving up, being done with it. I've been single for 7 years by that time, and it was just me and my kiddo. And I just said, "No, we'll give it one last shot." Got on there, I saw her, and reached out to her. And the only real reason I think that she even responded to me was because I was the first guy that had reached out to her that could type in complete sentences. So, and it's been great ever since. 18 years, married for 8. Wow. Y'all, Steve, y'all met 24 years ago on Match? Man, the internet was barely alive back then. Oh, sweet, Rusty. Yeah, that's one sticker I've been really wanting to put on my board is Professor Rusty's. That is one kick ass sticker. Damn, Blake met his wife on eHarmony also? 16 years. Wow. Yeah, our first date was December 19th. Nope, nope, nope. December 21st. We were supposed to go out on the 19th, but we had to reschedule. But yeah, December 19th or 21st, 2015 was our first date. And I proposed April 4th of 2016, and we got married November 19th of 2016. So it'll be 10 years in November. Coworkers put her. Wow. So her coworkers put her on without her knowledge. Dude. So pretty much almost everybody in here through the internet, met their spouses through the internet, except for Rusty. Rusty did it the old fashioned way. 22 years. Wow. That's awesome, guys. You got lucky then, creature. You got some nosy Mrs. Kravitzes and stuff putting in the business they ain't supposed to be, but hey, it worked out in your benefit, huh? 2 cups and a string. Carrier pigeon. She slipped me a Mickey. Oh, yeah, that's the old fashioned way. That's the only way people can get men to marry them back then was to slip them a Mickey, a roofie, or whatever you want to call it. 34 years. That's a long time. Congratulations. That's a long time to pick up anybody's underwear, man. So I was playing with the laser again yesterday. Forgot about these. Made that little joker. Just tinkering, playing around, seeing what I can do. I'm probably better if I held it up in a better spot. Covering my face. And this one is kind of in a bad spot because of the knot, but I might be able to clean it up a little bit. I did that one. So I've been playing with the laser just a little bit. I don't know why this one did this, but it squished the bottom of the 250th anniversary, and I don't think I can sand this off because it's a little deep. But it squished it, and it wasn't anywhere near the bottom or the limit of the burner or the laser. It wasn't, it was in the dead center. I don't know why it did that. So I reserve to just keep this one. What's up, Lenny? I was gonna try to stick it out stick it on live long enough. Maybe the wife come over and when she gets home and chat with y'all for a minute because I know y'all love asking her questions. I want to know all this secret stuff about me. So yeah, soldier, I was standing like this, and Daniel said, "Is that zebra wood?" Because he saw it back there behind me. I said, "Oh, by the way, yes, it is." Slipped me a Mickey, and I woke up married. Mm-mm-mm. My hunting rig behind me. It used to be. Um, Back when I hunted, and it was down in our hunting club at our cabin. What's up, Cam? Not you're fine. Nobody's ever late. You ain't late. You're here. You're on time. I'm taking a break from building stuff and uh, just wanted to sit and chat and hang out for a little bit and maybe get some watch hours while I'm at it. What's up, Miss Tina? So Blake, this is a 1970 Bronco half cab with a 302 V8 3-speed transmission. I've got 33-inch all-terrain Cooper AT3 XLTs on it, and yeah, it runs like a scalded dog. Like it'll get up and go. I've never gotten it stuck, um, except for right now because I pulled the fuel tanks out of it. Well, one fuel tank was already off it because it rotted out, the steel one, and I've got two new fuel tanks where I'm terrible at starting something and not finishing it. We started replacing the tanks. We're halfway done. I haven't finished it yet, but uh, we're going to be finishing that soon. That way I can get it up and running again because just the fuel in those tanks, it was getting nasty. It wasn't wanting to stay running. And uh, I need to pull the carburetor apart, clean it, put it back on. I need to rewire the alternator because the wiring and stuff is corroded and eaten up and old. But they only made 1,400 of these that year. They only made 1,400 of them. I got one. So, all right, Creech. I appreciate you hanging out with us, man. I really do. Fingers crossed you get this house. Oh yeah, so y'all are house shopping. Yeah, yeah. Blake, I plan on doing that actually. I would like to go live when I get it cranked up. Um, and my next thing I'm going to do to it after that is got true dual exhaust, two mufflers and everything. And I wanted to take them off, but that's going to be really loud. But I'm going to put probably the same muffler I have on my truck. I've got an '06 F-150 that I put a two-chamber Flowmaster on it. And I had the pipes turned down under the bed right in front of the rear axle. So it reverberates really well. It's got a real nice, deep, low growl to it. And I'm going to do the same thing to this joker. I got better pictures of it on my iPad here. I would just grab the phone and show you, but it's covered up with so much stuff right now. Currently, it is my lumber rack. Now, this is when it had the old tires on it. And it also had the deer stand in the back of it that was a metal box stand. It was welded with hinges to the roll bar and used the winch cable with a pulley system. The pulley came up over the bumper and then over the top of the cab and turned the winch on, and it pulled the stand up and the legs unfolded, and there's your deer stand. So that is before I put the new tires on it. Bronco half cab. This is the pickup truck version with the hard top um, and the truck bed. Most of the Broncos produced back then had the second seat behind that and the whole cab, uh, the whole thing covered. And it's got the two fuel tanks and all that stuff. What's up, 777? Turned down for what? And it has 87,000 miles on it. But I grew up learning this is how I learned how to drive, was this, down on our hunting club. Uh, Started driving it when I was 11 years old. And yeah, my grandfather passed away. It was handed down to me. And it is my baby. I love it. Unfortunately, it's being used as a wood rack right now. But I ain't got nowhere else to put it. So, and it sure as hell ain't gonna hurt it. New winch wire. I think I'm good. This one, it's a half-inch cable. That half-inch braided steel, and it ain't rusted or nothing. So I think it's half-inch. Trying to find a picture of. I got a I got a sweet deal on the tires when I got the tires. I think I paid $900 total because I took the rims off. These are original rims, and I took them to be powder coated. They're powder coated black, and well, I'll just point the camera down. It's a little dusty, but Cooper AT3 XLTs. So yeah, I'm not getting stuck with those. And yes, that's a feather duster. I use it to clean off the dust from all the boxes and plaques and stuff. It works a lot better than a rag. No, I'm not doing it in a French maid's outfit or nothing crazy like that. Yeah, the shop's actually not in bad shape. Right. Well, the other side's covered in sawdust because that's over on the other side's where my miter saw and table saw are. And yeah, It's a mess right now, but over here is not bad. But if your shop is perfectly clean, it's not being used, and it's not being used right. So, oh yeah, if I ever get to need one, I'll reach out to you. The 72 with the bench seat, yeah, the bench back seat. Yeah, that's what most of them had. Was I think they made like 40 or 50,000 of them that year, uh, with the bench seat in the back, and they only made I think it was 1,400 of the actual half cab version. Um, and the cab, the hard top cab, is on my back patio. All right, Matthew, I appreciate you hanging out, man. But would pass everything but a gas station. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing about this Bronco that hurts is it only gets about 7, 8 miles a gallon, something like that. And it has two tanks. At least this one does. Has a main tank and auxiliary tank. I think the main tank is 13 gallons and the auxiliary tank is 7, something like that. So yeah, you only got like 20 gallons of fuel. So, oh, you got my sticker? That was fast. But yeah, I've never been stuck in this thing. Blake, I've never actually had to use the winch except for once. And the only reason I got stuck is because I bottomed it out. The ruts were too deep and my wheels were just spinning in water. And I couldn't rock it enough to get a grip. And and it's the only time in a decade of driving this thing on the hunting club through mud, through bean fields, through everything that I've gotten this thing stuck. It's the only time I actually unwound the winch. Other than that, I don't think it's ever been used. And it's one of the real big Warren winches too. It's one of the big jokers. Yeah, I've got a craft show. I signed up for the one at this woodwork shop. It's a small one. There's only like 20 or 25 vendors there. It's really other woodworkers and stuff selling their tools and selling their wares. And then my next one at uh, the big one is um, June 2nd, whatever that Saturday is, the first Saturday of June. Um, so I've got that one. And then July, August, September, I may not do them. I can't handle the heat. I still run. If I do too much or get too hot, I run a fever, and I mean it's probably up now. But I mean, if I because my thermostat in my neck from all the spinal damage, it broke me. But uh, my temperature it doesn't stay regulated. So if I get too active or do too much or get too hot, uh, my fever will shoot up to about 102, 103. Um, so yeah, July, August, and September, I may not do the markets. I may not start doing them again till October. All right, Blake, have a good one, man. Glad you got to your destination safe. Amanda, are you still listening? Are you still spying on me? You should be home by now. How's your day going, Miss Tina? Are y'all tearing some stuff up in the shop today? Eric ain't he ain't throwing nothing, is he? Well, what's up, Benner? Weekend at Benner's. Every time I think of that, I want to do the dance where he's all shaking his head. And Weekend at Bernie, the first one I didn't. The first one was all right. The second one was way better in my opinion. The second one was awesome. Just got home from a road trip. Where'd y'all go? I remember y'all saying something about. I think y'all were talking about that when y'all did y'all's live with Deland. Have a market tomorrow, but it's inside. Weather is gonna see. That's if I could get inside markets during the summer, no doubt I would do them. But all of them down here in the south, they're all outside, and if you do them inside, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. And I'm on my laptop, and I'm not spooling. I mean, I kind of figured, Benner, that's where you got it from. Harbor Freight. Yeah, Cam. So when I built this cart, because I was just gonna get a buy a rolling one from wherever, you know. I thought, well, it's going to be cheaper for me to build one, but I want it to be stable and I want it to be strong. And so those, I was walking through Harbor Freight and I saw those uh, big furniture dollies that they have, and they're made out of hardwood, and it holds up to 300 pounds or 1,000 pounds or whatever it was. I was like, well, hell, it's already square. The casters are already on it. The cost for one is what it would cost for me just to buy the casters. I'm just going to buy this. It was like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, whatever it was. So I bought it and bolted down glued and screwed the 2x4s and then put the cross brace on it and then cross braced it under the top and then put the plywood top and then put the border around it so it doesn't, the toolbox doesn't slide off. And it rolls around nice and smooth. I got three 3-inch screws and glue coming up through uh, the dolly and into the 2x4s for each one. So yeah, it was a lot cheaper than paying $150 for a pre-built roll around cart. It basically cost me 20 bucks because all this wood I already had. It was all scrap wood. There's wifey. Put dad's old crash mom box gave her heart. Yeah, there you go. But it fits well because most of my I must have missed something. Yeah, date is on the weekend. I was thinking Northern Michigan. No, no, I'm not in Northern Michigan. I am in Memphis, Tennessee, and Happy Ass is in Florida. And Van is about 2 hours south of me in Mississippi. Old Path is about an hour and 15 minutes southeast of me in Mississippi. Nope, Miss Tina, you aren't far from me at all. I'm in Lakeland, Tennessee, northeast of Memphis. Matter of fact, I can. I'm about half a mile from I-40. Right off of Highway 64. Hey, come on, Rusty. You're welcome anytime, my friend. Anytime. Just hit me up. Give me some notice. So, stupid question. Have you ever been to Graceland? It's not a stupid question. I've been by there. I used to work about 2 miles from there for years, but I've never been inside the gates. It's one of those places where there's a lot of, well, it's a lot of things. Like, a lot of people live in places where the landmarks they've never been to. Now, I've been on Beale Street. I've been in a lot of the places on Beale Street and the Gibson plant museum thing when it was there. And, I've been to, already got the mail. Sorry. I've been to the Lorraine Motel where Martin Luther King was shot. I've been to a lot of places, but I've never been to Graceland. It's just, I think it's mostly because that's outside of my generation. They asked if I've been to Graceland. I've been by there, but I've never been in there. Van told a bad joke there once and got kicked out. He asked what was the last thing that, what was Elvis's last hit, and he said when he hit the floor, and they kicked him out. Wifey. I don't think they saw it. Oh, yeah, they did. Maybe they didn't. No, I might be lagging. Nope, there you are. Yeah, I'm a little behind. The better half. That's right. She is my much better half, Rusty.
I'm just the nicer half sometimes.
Rusty said he got married the old-fashioned way. His wife slipped him a Mickey, and he woke up married. A roofie. Drugs. 34 years ago.
Hey, Meinhardt Woodworks. Hello.
See,
Rough Rusty.
Whiskey's in Canada, and he's even been to Graceland. I live here. I've lived here my entire life. I've never been there.
I should have stopped and got some whiskey on the way home.
You really should have. I don't drink whiskey, but
well, I didn't feel like turning left out of there, so I didn't think about it.
I wouldn't have opposed you getting me some rum. I'll drink a little rum.
No, I didn't want to turn left out of the place. So.
The only rum I really like is called Pampero Anniversario. It's a kind of an expensive small cask rum out of Venezuela. So she missed me. Currently, yeah, that's a good question, Rusty. What whiskey do you appreciate, Whiskey Woodworking?
Okay, I'm gonna go inside.
Okay. There ain't no excuse for you.
Bye.
All right. The dogs might need to go out. It's been a little while. I'm going to shut the garage just in case. Because it's about walking time for the oldies in my cove. And they like to come in uninvited and have a discussion. Don't get me wrong. I love them. They're sweethearts. But one of them will literally follow me as I'm mowing the yard, trying to have a conversation while the mower's running. I'm trying to cut my grass. So I have to stop, turn it off, and have a 15-20 minute conversation because they saw me outside. But I love them. She's a sweet lady. Yeah, that's true, Cameron. But at the same time, I've got so many pieces of scrap wood that I could use it as a wheel chock. you know, so I'm not really worried about the locking casters. But you're right, having the brakes on there would be helpful. See, Cam, we are those neighbors. Me and Amanda we're, believe it or not, we're very quiet, very private people, very to ourselves, mind our own business. We're that kind of neighbor. Like I've got neighbors that live right across the street from me that we've lived here 8 years. I've never talked to them. We've never said hi. We've never talked, never had a discussion. They live there, we live here. Basically, is the way that works. I know all my other neighbors. Talk with them. My ones on this side and the two over here, but the ones right across the street on the other side of the cove, never talked to them. Not in 8 years. Oh yeah, these are the same way. They won't even wave back. I'll wave at them, but they won't wave back. If you have any ammonia burrow wheel chocks. No, I don't have any ammonia burrow wheel chocks. The Jeep Wave. So it was the Jeep Wave, the two fingers over the steering wheel. Yep, two fingers. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. All right, I added some more moderators. Everybody that has channels and stuff, share away. I know Whiskey's got a channel. He's putting out uh, some new content, putting out some stuff, and getting started doing that. Um, Mads doesn't have a channel, but she needs to. The one I've been watching lately is Bruiser. Hmm. So you didn't make a bunch of bread knives? No, I don't make knives. Stacy is awesome and the aficionado for Irish whiskey in my book anyway. Irish whiskey. See, I'm Irish. I've got Irish from all four grandparents. Have a good one, Miss Tina. I might like Irish whiskey because all four surnames for my family from all four grandparents were Irish. There's Mackenzie, McNabb, Sowell, and Bice. All four Irish as can be. And Bice originally came from Norway, the Norwegian Vikings, and then they came over and took over Ireland and all that stuff. And I think the first documented Bice on record was the sheriff of Dublin in the 1300s. He's one of my ancestors. I've got like I've got all the documents. I got the coat of arms and all the lists of everything. And my dad, back in the '90s, did a lot of research. into our heritage and last name. He even did the blood stuff, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think that's one of the reasons why I gravitated towards bearded Viking a little bit, is because of the whole Viking mood. I guess the whole Viking aesthetic. I was like, well, I might like this. So I watched a couple videos, and then here we are. Time for some Zaxby's. You know what else I can see from my house, Cameron, besides freaking Harbor Freight? Zaxby's. Zaxby's is right across the street from me. Another dangerous positioning. The handles for bread. Oh, the bread knives. That was Ray. That was crafted by Ray. That was doing the bread knives and stuff. He was doing the handles and stuff for them. So that's who that was. So I watched a few of his lives when he was doing them, because he's doing the Viking ships as well. What's up, Mr. Old Path, Mr. Allen? Shalom, shalom, brother. 777, turning pins and listening. We got a few turners in here. I know Old Path is a fantastic pin turner. Soldier was in here. He's really gotten into the lathe stuff these days, man. I mean, he is a lathe turning machine. Yeah, my VP shunt I had put in December of 24. Um, right here, that big speed bump deal right there. So it's just a big hard bulb, and it goes into the skull. It's kind of hard to see because of all the hair, but yeah, wearing hats they have to be real loose now. But yeah, there's like a primer bulb that you test the pressure to make sure the fluid's actually flowing, and it's just like a primer bulb on like a weed eater. So yeah, the line runs down behind my ear, down my neck, and I can feel the line here. I can feel the catheter line, and it runs over my collarbone. There's a scar here where they had to make sure they went over the collarbone, and then it runs down and drains into the lining of my large intestine. So, no, he's still working on those Viking ships. I think he showed them. Mrs. Rusty says she wants any small offcuts or turn. Okay, yeah. If I have any left over, I'll be glad to send them to her. I offered this to Johnny yesterday, and I don't know if he actually wants it or not, Rusty. But this is what it looks like. I may just let. I'll tell you what. What I might do is I might just cut it in half and send half to you and half to Old Path. Uh, Johnny's not but 30 minutes from me, but this is a big cookie cut of sycamore. So it's about 18 inches, I guess. I can cut it in half, send half to you and half to Old Path. And if Johnny, I offered it to Johnny first yesterday, but he didn't really say anything. And this is from the same tree. That's what the grain looks like. So that might make some pretty pins. At least that's what I'm thinking. I think that might make some pretty pins. But that is sycamore. So this one I'm making a clock out of. I still got to clean up the face a bit and sand that down a little bit more, and I'm gonna do some pyrography, symmetrical pyrography, and I've got a black faced clock that's gonna go right there. And I've got another, the twin to that one, on my table too. So yeah, that grain's sick. It's Yeah, I think it would make a beautiful pen. So yeah, like I said, I offered it to Johnny yesterday. If I may have missed the comment, but I sent him an email this morning too. If he don't want it, I mean, there's really nothing I can do with it. I mean, I guess I could, but honestly, I'd like to. I already gave one of these to John Ulrich, and honestly, I'd like to see some of this um, sycamore turned into some pins. I think that would be really sick because it almost looks like some of that epoxy. The way that grain just changes throughout. But heck yeah! And these are the perfect thickness too. You can cut into blocks and spin them. The other thing I heard, I worked for PTG. Heard you talking about the time at Penske shop. No, you're good. Yeah, I worked at Penske Truck Leasing as a um, automotive shop supervisor for about 10 years. Over the diesel shop, we had about 750, 800 units, a couple hundred customers, not to mention the nationwide customers that come through. And of course, Memphis being freaking hub that it is. But yeah, that job, I basically ran the shop by myself. Had to. They didn't give me any choice. Now they have like 4 or 5 managers doing the one job I did, and they're paying them more too. So it's just like y'all used to run me ragged. It was like, I know you find a good horse, you ride it, but I did everything, and parts, mechanic scheduling, work scheduling, tire inventory, just answering the phones, everything. And now they got like 4 or 5 managers, one doing parts, one doing tire inventory, one managing the mechanics, one answering the phones, and paying them all more than what they paid me to do all the jobs. And then that's the job where I hurt my back. I blew out L4, L5, and L5S1 at the same time, ruptured them. They burst. And it's because I was picking up a 16-inch Eaton Solo clutch. And yeah, both of those discs ruptured. And uh, yeah, they said the shop manager or the district service manager claimed I did it on purpose, said that I was scamming the company, tried to get me cut off from workers' comp, tried to get me cut off. I mean, he fired me after the 6 months was up. In a little while, about 3 or 4 months before that, I had an agreed upon schedule with the district manager, who was his boss, and my service manager, who worked for him, uh, about an altered schedule because of single dad, full custody, got my kid. We had an agreed upon schedule. Well, this district service manager, who's in between those two guys, didn't like it and wrote me up for it every day that I wasn't there when he thought I should be there, and tried to get me fired, and looked me dead in the eye and said, "You need to choose between your daughter or your job." And told me If I'm late one more time, they're going to fire me. And the district manager that agreed to the whole schedule and everything sat there, blank stare on his face, didn't say a word and let it happen. And then 3 months later, because I gave in, I started looking for a job, but I gave in and worked what he wanted me to work so I could keep my job until I found something else. And then God decided to remove me from a situation I wouldn't remove myself from, and decided to break my back to do it. So yeah, that he did some other people way dirtier than that. One guy, he said he was a manager, said he wasn't strict enough. He'd been there 37 years. It's the only place he ever worked. He wasn't that far off from retiring, and went to fire him. And he begged him, please don't fire me. I only got a couple more years left. So he's like, all right, I won't fire you, but we're going to move you from being a manager in Memphis to be a fueler and washer, the lowest position in the company in Jackson, Tennessee. Talk about doing somebody dirty. And he's one of the nicest guys, too. I mean, but because he didn't think he was strict enough on his guys, basically cuss them out and, get on them and write them up all the time for nothing. He tried to fire him. So out of 15 supervisors that were there when I worked there, only one of them is still there. Well, as of 2018. So after 5 years, only one of the managers that were there when I was there still remained. He'd either fired or made all the others quit. And then in 2018, I think everything finally came to a head, and that guy that tried to fire me, he got fired. So yeah, Penske Truck Leasing, I wouldn't work for them. I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend anybody work for them. Really, I mean, I don't know. Maybe things have changed in the last 10 years, but or 13 years since I got hurt. But yeah, they were rotten back then. If you didn't bleed their colors, you were useless. They even called me. Me and my wife were talking about this morning. I would have a scheduled vacation, gone to Florida. It's been scheduled for 6 months. They called me halfway through it, demanding I come in. We need you here. We need you. We know you're on vacation, but you need to come back. Dude, I'm 14 hours away in Tampa. Oh, we need you to come back. You need to come to work. They wrote me up when I came back. Said I was insubordinate. I had to fight that all the way up to corporate. And then corporate got rid of it. Corporate said, no, you can't write him up for that. It has scheduled vacation. He was out of town. He was 14 hours away. You can't write him up for that. Boy, they sure tried. Just dirty, rotten people. But anyway, I'm thankful for all the nasty, terrible stuff that's happened to me, because you know what? I wouldn't be right here, right now, with you fine people and with that amazing woman sitting in that house right now. If all that stuff hadn't happened, I wouldn't be right here. So I am grateful for it. 100% grateful for it. You're right, Cam. Them greedy corporate people, man, they just. And this wasn't even a corporate guy. This was a district level guy. And then one of the guys I hired as a mechanic moved up through the ranks. He became a supervisor after I left. He asked him. He said, just flat out asked him. I couldn't believe he did it. You know, why did you treat everybody like that? Why'd you do that? Try to get rid of all those people and everything? He said, well, it's just the way I am. He goes, do you have any regrets about doing that to any of them? And he looked him dead in the eye and said, the only one I have a regret is, the only one that I have a regret treating the way I did is Zach Bucks. I'm like, dude, you're just telling me that to make me feel better. That man, there is no way that man has a bone, a shred of remorse inside of him. He goes, no, man, I think he was genuine. I think he meant it. I said, well, he knows my phone number. If he really meant it, he'd say it to me, right? But no, I could go on for days about how dirty people have done. Like my ex-wife, y'all, I could go on for hours. I could write a book. I could, oh, all the nasty, terrible things that she did. And just during our divorce, it took a year and a half. Just during that, I mean, it would make you, it'd make you sick. Some of the people I have had the discussions with, they wanted to come up and take care of business for me. And I'm like, no. Vans even said, I don't know how you held back. I don't know how you didn't. I was like, what's the point? I had bigger things to worry about. I had my 3-year-old daughter at the time that was my world. That was my concern. That's where I needed to put my focus, not at what people were doing to me, but how I'm going to take care of her. So yeah, I am grateful for all the terrible things that people have done to me in this world because I wouldn't have all the good things. I wouldn't have learned the lessons I needed to learn. So when someone does you wrong, forgive them, but don't forget their name. Don't give them a chance to do it to you again. That's my motto. Me and Dad used to work for the greediest man in the camper dealer business, Neville Skaggs. Neville Skaggs. Look him up on Facebook. Refused to pay Dad $1,000 in commission because. Huh. Wow. Like my brother-in-law, uh, he's a gospel singer, sang with gospel quartets. He's traveled with them and stuff, and the leader of the group would refuse to pay him. Like, bro, you're supposed to be, you're singing about God, and you're doing your people that are with you dirty. That's right, 70 times 7. And what Jesus really meant was your forgiveness to them should be unlimited because my forgiveness to you is unlimited. And that's the way we should be. Forgive them. You know, they do you dirty, forgive them. But you know, the way I see it, like with my ex-wife, I forgave her. And if those that do you wrong, forgive them, but never forget their name. Because they're the ones that do you wrong are usually good at ruining their own lives. And since God is good, He usually lets you watch. So with my ex-wife, all I had to do is stand back and watch. I didn't have to do a thing. She did it herself. He's from the north. You see, you know what, Cam? The guy that tried to fire me, he's also from up north. Uh, Nothing against the Northerners, nothing against anybody up there, but it's this different attitude from people up there that I've noticed than from down here in the South. Um, that's just what I've noticed. You know, there's been a pattern of that. Anybody that in the corporate world that comes from up north and then comes down here always has tried to rule with an iron fist and just be a dictator. And it's never worked. It's never going to work. It's not how we do things down here. And like I said, it's not to say everybody up in the north is like that. I know they're not. But that's just been the pattern that I've seen in the corporate world. Yeah, forgiveness toward a brother. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to forgive each other. But yeah, and then I went to work for UPS. I love working for UPS. I had no problem with them. I left them to go to Penske. I was with them for 6 years, and then I went to Penske. I got hurt, got better, and finally got back with UPS. Well, then I got sick in 2020, started running fevers, the headaches, and all that crap. And then, yeah, what's up, Mister Kid? How you doing, sir? Yeah, you're right. You're right, old pal. I mean, let me put it this way: if they ask for my forgiveness, or if they deserve forgiveness, then yes, this should be given to them. But if they keep doing evil deeds and they're just dirty, rotten, terrible people, and they don't ask for forgiveness, and they clearly don't want it, you can't give them something they don't want, right? I mean, if they don't want it, you can forgive them for yourself. I think that's the healthy aspect of forgiveness is you're really it's just as helpful to you as it is to them, if not more so. Yeah, that's good. They worked it out, Cam. Yeah, I'm having a great day, Chris. I'm just hanging out and uh, yep, yeah, you're right, old Pat. That's exactly what I meant by if they do you wrong, forgive them, but don't forget their name. Don't give them the opportunity to do it again. I've even done that with family, like blood kin. Like my grandmother, my mother's mother. I haven't. I spoke to her. I've spoken to her once in the last probably 30 years. She lives about 10 miles from me. Maybe not even that far. But she is a nasty woman. And the only time I spoke to her was my grandfather's funeral. They had divorced back in the 70s. I don't know why she was even there. But yeah, my own father. There's another story. My own father, he attempted suicide in '03. Nope, not '03. Yeah, it was '03. This is before my grandfather passed. So he attempted suicide with alcohol and prescription meds. Well, he failed. And he flatlined 3 times in the ambulance on the way to, well, here it was called the Med. It was the hospital where all the real nasty stuff went, gunshots and all that stuff. But they put him in Lakeside, which was a mental health institution here for 3 months. He got better for a long time. Uh, and then my daughter was born, and things started getting real weird again. He started getting really possessive of my daughter and demanding, and would get really upset if he wasn't the one holding her, or if we couldn't meet at a certain time or whatever, like just super possessive. And I was gone to a corporate meeting. I was at Penske at the time, and all of a sudden I get a phone call and he's screaming at me. I'm in Reading, Pennsylvania. I'm 800 miles away, and he's like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, I'm at I'm up at Penske corporate, man. I'm in Reading, Pennsylvania. You're lying. Your car is home. You're at home. Like, dude, she drove me to the airport. I took a plane. I didn't drive up here. And well, he lived in Como, Mississippi, and drove up unannounced to Memphis and said that he wanted to see his granddaughter for her birthday, which it was 3 weeks late, and all this crazy stuff, banging on the door, screaming. And my then wife at the time, she called me freaking out. I told her to call the police. Well, it turns out the neighbors had already called the police, and he was just wigging out, like losing his mind, scream and holler, I want my granddaughter, blah, blah, blah. I told him, I said, this is the last time you disrespect me. This is the last time you disrespect my family. You need to go get help. You need to get right. Don't call me until you do. Is that really what you want? It isn't what I want. It's the way it's got to be. Because we're not going to live like this. And, I mean, he dang near broke the door down to the apartment. And, yeah, we didn't speak again. And he shot himself, committed suicide on Friday, June 13th, 2008. And barricaded his room, and my stepmother found him again. This time he succeeded. And yeah, people ask me, do you have regrets? Yeah, I have regrets. I regret that he didn't get the help he needed. I regret, and then we didn't know he actually had a diagnosis. Nobody ever told us. And yeah, we never spoke again. And I have regrets that I probably should have reached out, checked on him, and but I didn't because I was protecting my family. And yeah, he, me and my aunts, we had him cremated like he wanted, and my stepmother was supposed to pick him up, pick up his ashes. A year later, the crematory called us and was like, he's still sitting here on the shelf. Is anybody gonna pick him up? So we went and picked him up and spread his ashes in the Gulf like he wanted, and yeah. So yeah, I've struggled sometimes at forgiving myself for all that mess and forgiving him, but at the same time, would I do it again? Yeah, because I did what I needed to do to protect my family because he just wasn't right. He was getting violent. He was harassing us, and I was scared he was going to kidnap my daughter and take off because that's the way he was acting. So yeah, there's another horror story. Yeah, forgive, and even when you mess up and you screw up and things that you do wrong, forgive yourself. If you feel true resentment for it and remorse or whatever, forgive yourself. It's one of the hardest things it's one of the hardest lessons we learn is forgiving ourselves. It's hard to soar with eagles when you work with turkeys. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, sometimes Cam, you just gotta walk away, man, and you just let it go. I ain't gonna get my money from that guy, but it's easier to just walk away and let it go. I guess I scared everybody off with my story about my dad. Nobody's talking anymore. Oh, the Rainies are on. Wait a minute, are they on? Let me refresh my screen. Yes. Hey, Rusty's here. Huh? Yeah, I'm still on there. So she likes to do that. She pop her head in, hi, and that's it, and just walk away. She just wants to say hi. Yeah, whiskey. I wish I'd done. See, he never told us that they diagnosed him as manic depressant and bipolar. I didn't know he was off meds. I didn't know he was on meds, and or supposed to be on them. And we didn't find out until after he died. And I'm 24 years old at the time, and yeah, we had no idea. Uh, Nobody had told us. My stepmom had never told us. She blames me and my sister for his death. Uh, so she never spoke to us again. But she was part of the problem too, because she already pushed us away when we were teenagers. She would, when we were there visiting him, we'd go into the room she was in, and she'd get up and leave just because we entered it. She was a vindictive woman. She reminded me a lot of the stepmother from Cinderella. Looked a lot like her too. She was vindictive because my dad got mad that her kids would take his stuff without asking and then not give it back, not put it back, break it. Like, we're talking expensive fishing rods and stuff like that. And he would get upset, rightfully so. Well, her retribution for him getting upset was treating me and my sister, teenagers at the time, even not even teenagers really, uh, 8 and 10, 10 and 12, treating us like crap. So we stopped going down there. Mr. Radar, he back. Have you made anything with that flaming box elder yet, Radar? I haven't seen, excuse me, any of your lives here in the last couple of days. I've been a little busy. Man, that stuff was pretty. Gosh, that was pretty. Now that's some stuff I'd like to get my hands on, like this zebra wood behind me. But that flaming box elder, dude, I was so happy watching you, reveal that and finding out what it was, and then you being so happy about it, dude. That made my day. It was like a little kid on Christmas who got what he was asking for. All right, 777. I appreciate you hanging out, brother. Sorry, the conversation got a little dark there for a minute and depressing, but we all have our. The main message is it's all right. It's all gonna be all right. Grateful for every bit of it. It sucks while you're going through it, but grateful for every bit of it. Pilato. I'm here for the dark, depressing conversation. Yeah. I asked Pilato earlier, what's your favorite channel and why is it Vice Family Tree? He told me not to change the subject. Yeah, that whole thing, it's not something I really talk about. Not too many people know about it. I don't really talk about that often. I mean, it comes up obviously in conversation with Amanda every now and then or something like that. But so I'm the backup. I'm the afterthought. Oh, hey, I'm good with that. I'm good with being the afterthought. Uh, Want a testimony if they don't go through the test? Yeah, yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, well that's why I haven't seen one then. So yeah, yeah, I'm interested to see what you make with that with that flaming box elder, man, that stuff is beautiful. Radar, I don't know if you saw this, but I told Rusty and Old Path if Johnny don't want it, that I'll be glad to send them some. But this is some sycamore that came off my aunt's property that I'm thinking be might turn into some nice pins. It's got some pretty grain in it. It's got them freckles. Make some freckle pins. And I don't want nothing for it. Other than I tell you what, the only thing I'll take, you make me one pin out of it, I'm cool. I'll send it to them for nothing. I ain't worried about that. Just send me back one pin made out of it. That'd be cool. So if Johnny don't want it, I'll let old Mr. Old Path and Rusty fight over it. And if they don't want it, I'll send it to you. I gave John Ulrich a whole slab of it, the crosscut. I've got another piece, the sister to the one I just showed, because I cut it in half. Um, I may send that one off too if I don't turn it into a clock. Ooh, yeah, plate would look good. I don't know if you'd be able to make one out of this one because it's got a big split. Might be able to make a saucer plate, a little plate, but this one's got a he got a big old split. I don't know if you'd be able to do a plate out of that one. But there's not much I can really do with it myself because it's kind of a odd cut. The thickest part, the thickest part's about 2 inches, maybe 2 1/4. Well, you got a tape measure right here. 2 inches. And then the thinnest part, because my uncle cut this tree down and cut these cookies, and he didn't cut this one straight. So the thinnest part's 1 inch. The thickest part, the thickest end, the other end is 2 inches. And let's see how wide this joker is. Well, it's 18. I was right about that earlier. It's 18 inches. 18 inches at the longest and 15 1/2 inches at the narrowest as far as 18 across, 15 1/2. What's up, Arcane? I didn't see you there. I bet that is that Amanda texted me again. It's my daughter. Um, oh, oh yeah. Uno momento, friends. The regular light blue from. I think it's a light blue. I meant to tell my daughter's picking up food for the cats, and the older cat is on the fat cat food, the weight loss healthy food, and the other one's not. So He's asking me which one to get, and I don't remember which one's which. £10 bag. Dang, I've been on for a while, hadn't I? Oh, Daniel's going to be coming on here shortly, if he isn't on already. So, he said he was going to go on early today. Is he on now? Nope, but he's going to be on in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop off of here and I'm going to get ready to go over to the illustrious Bearded Vikings. So, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me, just chilling out, talking, having a laugh, all that good stuff. I really do. I was bored this afternoon taking a break, so I love all of y'all. All of y'all take care, and I'll see y'all over at BV's if y'all are there. So, Mike, you the man. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Cam, I'll see Officer Bluefish over at Vance. So, y'all have a good one if I don't see you then.